YouTube channel. And, oh, I don't have my little banner up here. I see. So we got a little new background here going on, and I was sitting there, what is it, 6:02. I'm sitting there reading everybody's chats as you're going through. So want to welcome Jane.
They just put on
Pat and Jane. Well, I just see Jane. I mean, just see Pat. All right. There we go. Now I'm going to do this. Somebody couldn't hear me?
just not as clear.
Okay. There we go. I guess that'll work. All righty. So what is this over here, Christian?
Oh, those are, let me read it off directly.
So I don't see. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay.
Top fans. YouTube does this thing where it gives people like XP based on their comments.
XP.
It's like a little ranking of our like most engaging people.
Oh, look at Becky. Well, that's pretty cool. I don't know if y'all can see it. I can see it. Anyways, welcome.
Yeah, they should see it.
Trish, Becky, Jane, Gary. Gary's got his $5.99 countdown. So, actually, man, as fast as time is going by these days. Okay, so let's see here. So yeah, y'all are talking about the weather. Whew, this weather's crazy. I mean, it's going right down, straight down the middle of Florida. So I'd show you, but y'all can't really decipher all of that. But ooh, man, we've been catching it. So they were talking about, actually, I think maybe a tropical system coming in around here. So who knows? Today's broadcast sponsored by Celsius. Peach vibe. Kind of needing that today. Anyways, no green screen today. What are we talking about? What are we going to talk about today? Gary says, might be less. Oh, Gary's number 2. You're going to have to step it up, Gary. Let's see here. So I got a few things to talk about. 90s. Oh God, yes, it was hot today. So I don't know what's going on here. But yes, Becky, that is my green screen today. Actually, that is my office, but this is on one wall, and then this is on the other wall. And we just put them together. So if you go into my office, you would see it. Anyways, let's see here. We're gonna I'm gonna kind of work from the top down with our chats today. All right, cool. So Gary, I really missed you, buddy, a couple weeks ago. Wish we could have got together. So we have Frank, Jane, Gary. Let's see. How does that work, Christian? 20 views, but 23.
This hasn't. It takes a update every few seconds, like not seconds, but like 30 seconds or so, and it'll change.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna first of all, let me just tell everybody, weather prohibited, but I really want to do a a live stream. So I'm going to try to get Christian and Blakely to work on a live stream from Latitude Margaritaville for next week, if we can do that. So let's see if we can pull that together. Get a hold of Minto Homes, right?
Yes, the makers for the flat.
And then, because I want to go down there and do a video and a live stream.
Cool.
So we'll see if we can't take care of that next Monday. So just so everybody knows, make sure you tune in next week, because weather permitting, we are going to go ahead and go on over to Daytona, which is an hour and a half from here. It's no biggie. So, all right, let's see. So what do we have here? First of all, on this wall right here. Okay, this right here is my first check I made for IM Realty. Over here, I think, what is that? Oh, that's my license as a broker. Over here is my home inspector, 120 hours. So look, the whole deal was, as a contractor, I could get grandfathered in back when I got my home inspector license. I could have got grandfathered in and just got a home inspector license without having to do anything. I chose to go to 3 weeks of just going ahead and doing that. Down here is my contractor's license. This is something that I always participate in for who is that for? Forget who that's for. It's not the American Legion, is it? Might be. And then over here is my broker's license. So that's all that. And then we have over here, we have all my awards. So anybody, we did have a customer appreciation party here, and everybody signed in at the customer appreciation party. I used to, I don't know what happened with that. I used to sponsor a bowling team. And so I haven't heard from them in a while about sponsoring that bowling team. But then, you know, the rest of my awards. Over here, we have some of my favorite Woodford Reserve. Although I've kind of slacked off on drinking Woodford Reserve these days, so.
You're right, the bottom one was American Legion.
Was it American Legion? Cool. So there you go. That's and I do contribute to Tunnel to Towers every month. I participate in that, and then I was watching some of these St. Jude commercials, and I think we're going to go ahead and start doing that as well. So, anyways, that's a little bit about what you see over here with all of this. All right. So, guess what? Guess who we don't see in our lineup here on our little chat room? So we don't see the Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is not with us tonight. Why? Well, because Ghost Rider is, where are we? Oh well, I guess we're here. There's the Ghost Rider with his lovely wife, Marion. Marlene? He's gonna kill me. I'm gonna text him so we get it straight. All right, guess what? I got a text from my man Jace. So he says, hey man, hey, I'm over the grandkids' house tonight, but I'm heading down Saturday. Can't wait to see you. Tell everyone I said hello without the H. Certainly will. Actually, I just did. And, hey, I've been practicing a lot. So, on our song. Now, this picture here is World of Beer. That's where Jason and I hang out. There we go. And I gotta give him an emoji. All right, cool. Where was I? Oh, all right, hold up here. Let's see. So I'm texting the ghostwriter. Let's see. Okay. Anyways, all right, Becky, you and me will have to have one. I like to have those big old ice balls in a glass with straight up. So I like that. All right. All right, let me catch up with everybody. Yes, it is raining in the villages. I think as we speak, actually. But yeah, we really just came through it. But it looks like maybe not. Maybe we're out. Maybe we're done. Not for the night, but for right now. Anyways, okay.
Picture view, by the way.
Huh?
You're still in picture view.
Cool. All right. So that's me and the ghostwriter. That was yesterday. I texted him. Let's see. I texted him Friday night. No, Friday after. No, I left him I left him a voicemail message. Said, hey, it's Friday, you want to get together. And then that was probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I didn't hear from him until about 8:30. Wow. I'm home by then. So I missed him Friday night. I was hoping to catch up with him. And then, ironically enough, he called and said, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm hanging out at home. It's Sunday, just chilling out. And I said, hey, why don't you come on our show tomorrow night, which is tonight? He says, I'm leaving. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you were here for 2 weeks. He said he couldn't find a place to stay for an extra week that was very reasonable. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So he goes, well, we're heading down to Brownwood right now. And I said, well, I will be there. Give me 45 minutes, because that's about what it is from my house to Brownwood. So I blasted right down there, and then there you go. So we're there at the World of Beer, had a beer with them, enjoyed that. You like that shirt? That shirt is the Almond Betts Band. Those guys are the kids of the Allman Brothers. So went and saw them. That was a while ago. That was a few years ago. But one of my favorite shirts. Anyways, enjoyed that concert. They played some Allman Brothers that were just unbelievable. So if you ever get a chance to see the Almond Betts Band, and you're into concerts like I am, don't miss that. They're really, really, really good. So I would love to see, you know who I'd love to see? I'd love to see Whiskey Myers and Almond Betts Band together playing the same concert. That would be a killer concert. Renee and Greg, well, I don't know about Greg, but Renee's in the house. So hello, Renee. Thank you for joining us this evening. Let's see. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. So there's Frank, Gary, Becky, Jane, Gary Winkle. Wait a minute. Gary Winkle, I'm down to 599 calendar days. You must be too. So he's saying that might be less for him. Oh, okay, I kind of messed up. Yeah, my wife and I were talking about her retiring last night. Man, I hope things keep going the way that I think they're going to go with her 401k. We should be pretty good. So I'm with you there, Becky, with your investments. All right, so Tom and Lauren, hopefully you're watching from your great, wait a minute. So, Tom and Lauren, I hope you don't mind. Let me know if I can show your house today. Because we did a final video, a final walkthrough of their house. And so I'd like to show that tonight if...
That's not ready.
What?
Yeah.
Why isn't it?
Because that's not my priority that you gave me.
We do have a clip of it.
Yeah, I can upload a clip.
We'll wait till next week.
Okay.
And we'll if Tom says it's okay. So, maybe not. We'll just have to check it out. Cool. All right. So Becky, yeah, I like this. You know, I asked Christian to give us one of these interactive backgrounds, and I'm going to show you what I really want to see. I don't know if he can do it, but let me check. This is what I'm wanting as my background. So, I'm trying to get him to work on this. Let's see here. I'm thinking this might be it. Man. Where is it? Let's see here. I don't know, maybe it's here. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. No, dang it. Oh, here. This. There's nobody out. Figures. They're playing. This is a Brownwood, you guys. There is nobody out there because of the rain. Wow, that's wild. One person, and there she goes. That is hilarious. I love it. So the rain has run everybody out. There's somebody here. That's funny. Let's check out, well, there's another Brownwood. Here's Lake Sumter. There's people out at Lake Sumter. We probably need to do this every week, right? Just kind of check out the squares, see what's happening. So, not much happening there either. You can see the little clock there. What is it, 6:25? Yeah, we're right on, right live. That's cool. This is, let's check it out.
Becky asked if anyone is in the covered seating.
At Brownwood?
Yes.
I don't know, you can't see really. And what do we have here? Oh, Sawgrass Grove. Now they're covered over at Sawgrass Grove, so there's quite a few hanging out over there. Oh, they got a DJ over there tonight. But you can see those gray skies in the background. We need to do this every week. I kind of like this. We're going to visit the live cams. All right, and let's see. Where's Spanish Springs? Here we go. Man, nobody out of, ooh, it's really dark at Spanish Springs. Look at that sky.
That's the closest to us, so that's our weather too.
Oof. Yeah, well, I don't know. We're just about halfway between Spanish Springs and Lake Sumter, really. That cam came out pretty good. They got people playing there too, but nobody's out listening. Too bad you can't hear. That'd be pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, all the music that they play.
All right, let's see. This is another shot of Spanish Springs. That's a little foggy. That's not very good. I like that other shot better. This is the little wishing well there. Yeah, this other one's better. See, this one's a lot more clearer. Oops. Got somebody out there enjoying it. Look at him. Little does he know. All right. That was fun. All right, there we are, back to the Ghost Rider. Now, the Ghost Rider tells me that, well, his wife actually told me. She goes, I don't really watch you, but he tells me everything I need to know. So, cool. So there you go. All right, let's get back to our live. All right, so Elaine, wow, let's see, I'm a little bit behind here. Let me kind of catch up. Hey, Ira, can you change to price preferences for your website that I subscribe to every day? I want to increase the top number a bit.
Yes, it can be edited.
From our end?
From our end or in their end, but I'd have to look at what the user sees for them. But if Becky sends us what she wants, I'll change it for her.
Okay, well, I mean, here's, now, if you are looking, there's two ways, all right, actually, there's two ways for you to see homes. And this is through our MLS. We don't have my website up. So this is my YouTube. This is homesaroundthevillages.com. So anyway, hey, you know what? This is a great opportunity. I should probably do this every week too, which I will. Go to my website. Man, oh man, what is with the internet here? All right, so this is my website. You can do one of two things. You could search for homes right here. This is old, by the way. Now they've really redone that. And trust me, it looks a lot better in person. It's just the internet here where I'm at. You can search for homes here and type in the villages if you want to. Or we make it real easy for you. And see where it says find homes in your favorite community, click below. All you have to do if you're looking in the villages, boom. You just click that button, and then here's all your, well, it's got my listings first. These are my listings. But then you could also search by area if you want to. See what, you can go to here, you can go to here. So if you want to search just by area, just hover over the map, all right? And it'll give you all the homes in a certain area in the villages. Or, whoops, wow, what happened? I'm getting a little trigger happy with my finger here. There we go. Back. This internet's killing me. That's what it is. We're at the mercy of this office building. But you can go here. This will take you, and then you can go by price. So if you're going, let's say, 200 to 300. There you go. These are my listings to start with. And then it starts off with all of these other listings. How many, let's see, does it say how many there are? Thought it would. But Becky, so you can do that. And then you could actually save your search over here if you want to do that. Or you can go by map, and it'll give you all the listings based on 124 properties between 200 and 300 in the villages. Okay. So if you want to, you can narrow it down. Let's say, well, I only want a 2-bedroom and 2-bath. Believe it or not, there are some 1-1s here. And you could even say, well, do I want a villa? Do I want a manufactured home? What do I want? Single family home, condo. Where's villas? Wait a minute. We don't have villas here? Christian, you're going to have to contact
Lofty.
get villas. Because they have single family home, multifamily, condo, townhouse, mobile home, manufactured home, vacant land, but no villas.
Okay.
We need villas. That needs to be fixed. So that's why this is a good thing, man, going through my website. Anyways, Becky, we can do whatever you need to do and get all that taken care of. Now, a better way is to contact us and get on our auto email. Auto email. So what we would do is we would do your search. Tell us, okay, where you want. I default to the villages, right? Hold on. Let me get here with us. Okay. Boom. All right. So now I can talk to you and you can see me as well as what we're looking at here. All right. So we can default to the villages. We can go to On Top of the World. By the way, anybody who is interested in On Top of the World, you have to search by 4 different categories or names of legal subdivision names. So for instance, if you want On Top of the World, you have to go On Top of the World, and then you have to go to, and we have to say Marion County. Because there isn't On Top of the World. What the heck's going on here? I know 4,500 matches. That's crazy. That's not. what's up here? Okay, let's try this again. We'll try it again. Click. All right, so anyways, check this out. We're now under 600 homes. That's always a good thing. Listed in the MLS. So I like that. But what I was saying was, if you're looking at on top of the world, and the only reason I bring this up is because I had some people who contacted me last week and they were interested on top of the world. Oh, I know why. Because I have a comma in there. There. 189 homes, okay? So if you are interested on top of the world, there's also Candler Hills, which you really need to look at. There is Wayborn Landing. And there's also Indigo East. So you need all four of those names in there if you want to get all the listings that are in on top of the world. Because just putting on top of the world is not going to get it. Now you can see there's 261 matches of active listings in on top of the world, rather than just we're going to have to cut that. Rather than just 189. So on top of the world, put you in the area of a leasehold property where on top of the world will do your lawn maintenance, your property maintenance, I should say, for you. Because it's a lot more than that. It's painting your home, roof repairs. They pay for insurance for the outside, the grounds, cable, all that stuff. Anyways, so you have to put, like Candler Hills, like these folks wanted a little bigger home, and they wanted a pool, right? And I said, okay, well, if you want that and you want a private pool, there's 4 matches in there. And they never would have seen these. And I'm going to give you here, check this out. Here's a map, right? So I want to show you, whoops. All of this is on top of here. That's a crappy map. I don't even know why I did that. Let me go back. Because here's what I have to do. I'll pull one of them up. I'll pull this thing up. This thing's gorgeous, by the way. 2,800 square feet. Check this out, by the way. 2,800 square feet living area. You see that right down here? On a golf course, where does it say that? Has a 4-foot extension, has a Generac. On golf course, see that right there? 3-car garage. That's the 3rd car. It's not a golf cart garage. With a pool. There's your view of the golf course. There's your Generac generator. There's your 3rd car garage. There's your pool. And it even has a little hot tub pool with it, screened in. on the golf course. There's your view. So just so you, I mean, look how big that garage is. Anyways, this home is listed for $669,900. But here's the map I wanted to do it as. There's your golf course view. This home would cost you $200,000 more. Easy, if not $1 million. So 669, I would say from 889 to $1 million is what you would pay for one in the Villages. So anyways, this all is, let me look. Yeah, all this is on top of the world, proper. From this road here, this is Candler Hills. This is Wayborn Landing. This is on top of the world. And this area over here is Indigo East. So Indigo East, Candler Hills, Wayborn Landing, on top of the world. You have to search by all 4 property of those subdivisions if you want all the listings and on top of the world. So just a little bit of information there for you. But where was I going with all this? Anyways. Oh, we're doing a search for Becky. So, anyways, if we're searching the Villages, then I go ahead and auto-populate already into the Villages. We can go ahead and do a search for you. And then from that search, from those results, I would go ahead and do a save for you. Well, I'd have to go up here first of all. I'd have to check all. What's the deal? Oh, too many results, that's why. We'd have to narrow your search down to under 400 to do an auto email for you. So, okay, let's go back here. Let's say, we're only gonna do single family homes here, all right? And this is what I was telling Christian. We need to have villas in here in our other search. That's still too many. Let's do villas. There's 119 villas for sale, and so if we wanted to, we could just, if all you wanted were villas, Becky, then we would just go, or anybody out there, we would just go all, or we would narrow them down, whatever you're looking for, okay? We can narrow you down, and then we would hit save, and then new auto email, and then we would put you in there. You would get all those listings, plus anytime a new, what I do is, actually, if I go back, I'm gonna go ahead with these auto emails, like for searches, let me go back. So for searches, criteria, I'm gonna go pending. Why am I gonna go pending homes as well? And that's just one day of pending. Why am I doing that? Because I want you to be able to see any of these active listings that come up. Anytime a home gets a contract on it now, you're going to be notified. Hey, your favorite home that you really, really, really liked is now pending. And that's what's going to happen. But at least you can see how that works for you. All right, so that's that's what we can do for you, Becky, if that's,
Becky says she has some set up.
well, hey. So I'm going to look for Becky.
Also, that home from On Top of the World, Patricia, Tammy, and Becky said it was very nice.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, Becky's all set up. She's ready to go. I don't know if you wanted me to give that away. Sorry, Becky. Kind of put you out there, I guess, with your search, but cool. Who said that? Christian?
Patricia, Tammy, and Becky all like that On Top of the World home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, man, you get a lot for your money over there. All right. Anyways,
Also, Peter asks, does On Top of the World have enough to do compared to the villages?
so On Top of the World does not have your downtown square lifestyle. Okay? So if you're really, really into that, if you're really into the lifestyle downtown in one of these squares, the Villages is for you. If the squares aren't that big a deal, like if you're not really into the entertainment every night or every week or whatever, I mean, anybody can go to the squares, but you're about 45 minutes from On Top of the World to get to the Villages if you wanted to visit one of those squares. Outside of that, you can go shopping by golf cart. There's plenty of restaurants in around the On Top of the World area because you're in Ocala. And there's all kind of restaurants down that Highway 200 corridor, all kind of restaurants there. You have your shopping malls, maybe not even 10 minutes by car from On Top of the World. So let's talk about amenities, though. If you're talking about recreational amenities, there's 3 golf courses because there's not as many people in On Top of the World, so you don't need as many golf courses. But you also have other golf courses in the area that you can go golf at as well. So Black Diamond isn't too far away. That's a beautiful golf course. You have all kind of courses in Ocala. So, and then the same recreation. I think if you were to go to On Top of the World, and Ocala, let's see here. Hey, here's something. By owner. All right, that's an idea. Anyways, let's not lose. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. So here's On Top of the World's website and lifestyle. Let's see. So they do have an RC, which obviously I fly drones, so I'm really into that. Softball, golf, pickleball, fitness. So yeah, the fitness center is over here. Where is interesting? unmatched amenities. I don't know about unmatched because you have the villages, but they do have a lot going on in. So they actually do have their own little town square. It doesn't rival the villages by any means. 175 resident clubs. So that's one of the attractions about all the clubs in the villages. So they do have a lot there. They do have the lifelong learning college, like the villages, dog parks, Indigo East, community centers, golf. So y'all might want to visit this little web page here. So I would say you make it, you can join these clubs. Now, I think the villages might have 2,000. Actually, let's see. Let's see what the villages has in lifestyle. Recreation. See, I like this better. This is, to me, gets us right down to the nitty-gritty in recreation. Now, the one thing about the villages, you got to pay extra for that fitness center. Now, I mean, I'm into those fitness centers, and I don't really like the idea that I would have to pay, well, hey, I wouldn't like the idea I have to pay $199 a month for an amenity fee that doesn't have a recreation center, put it that way. But here's all your clubs. So they have the same activities: pickleball, softball, golf, tennis, all that stuff. Here's all your clubs here. So to me, they do a better job on the village's website with martial arts. I used to be in martial arts. Made it to a brown belt in Jukokai. Blue belt in Taekwondo. But anyways, I think if you were to go through it, they do have a woodworking shop over at On Top of the World. And let's see, if you want to see all the clubs, you'd have to go to districtgov.org. Do you see up here at the top in my little, up here? Districtgov.org is where you really find the whole list. And there's 223 pages of, but some of them are duplicates because, AARP driver safety program, I mean, whatever. So anyways, I think if you really kind of narrow it down with the woodworking shop, your quilting, your clay, all that stuff, you're going to find the same thing over On Top of the World as you do over there here in the villages. So just have to decide. I really feel like the big difference are the squares. So it's my experience. A lot of people really kind of frequent the squares for about the first 6 months. Then you just get all involved with your neighbors and trips and all the other recreational activities that you have. And the squares, you don't frequent them as much unless you're just really into the music and drinking and dancing and restaurants. But those restaurants can get expensive. I'm out this weekend in this little place called what was it called? Where did we go? Big Bass Bar and Grill, right on Lake Panasoffkee. Big Bass Bar and Grill. Not a whole lot to write about. The drinks suck, to be honest with you. Ordered a Big Bass what was it? It was like a breeze or something, Big Bass Breeze, rum. I switched to beer. Anyways, not a big drinker, but I'm just saying, $130 after I got a hamburger. My wife, what'd she get? I don't think she hardly got anything. It was just me and her. No, my daughter. My daughter came and joined us too, and we had a few drinks each. $130.
I'll make sure Jamie doesn't bring up your tab next time.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, that Jamie. It's all her fault. Anyways, just saying. After a while, you don't go down to the squares anymore and drink and eat out and all that. That stuff gets expensive, man. Okay, so, Jane, it just kind of depends on which way you go. I mean, I've got little, what my wife calls pig paths. So it just depends on if I go this way or that way, whether, where if we're going to Brownwood, I'd probably hit the interstate and then get off in Wildwood. And I think I would be at Brownwood just about the same amount of time as if I came up 484 and hit Spanish Springs. Probably Lake Sumter Landing would probably take the longest time to get there, but anyways, Spanish Springs and Lake Sumter are pretty close together.
Brian had two questions for you. He says, "Hi Ira, do you like to go bowling? And also, maybe you sponsor a bowling team?"
Yeah, man.
So I brought that out.
Oh. There you go. This was an oldie. Oh man, they got green shirts on. I don't know. That's messing me up. But
Oh yeah.
let me do this. I don't know how well you can really see that right there. But this is the Village's Expert YouTube channel. You know, now that I think about it, when I had the Village, when I called myself the Village's Expert, rather than trying to broaden my horizon like somebody who will go nameless talked me into doing, and she's associated with the Villages, I'll just put it that way. Man, it seemed like everything went south. Oh, speaking of, that's a good segue, right? Okay, I want you all to watch this, all right? Stay tuned, watch this, and I'll be back. Let me see, here we go, over here.
All right, the U.S. experiencing record low numbers of first-time home buyers as prices remain stubbornly high. Meanwhile, mortgage applications jumping nearly 3% in the past week. Many Americans are struggling to purchase homes. Last year, there were just over 1 million first-time home buyers. That was down 25% from 2023.
Let me just stop you right there. I guess I'm kind of playing one of these YouTube channel people you might see from time to time. Let me just back that up just a second. Now, this is kind of an oxymoron, I think, when they're saying prices are stubbornly high. And I say it's an oxymoron because how do you have high interest rates, low sales, but yet prices are stubbornly high? So how does that kind of factor into the whole scheme of things. Usually it's about supply and demand, right? If there's a high supply of homes, homes aren't selling, usually the prices drop, right? So, but she's right. She's actually right. No, so listen to this. I just wanted to point that out.
All right, the U.S. experiencing record low numbers of first-time home buyers as prices remain stubbornly high. Meanwhile, mortgage applications jumping nearly 3% in the past week. Many Americans are struggling to purchase homes. Last year, there were just over 1 million first-time home buyers. That was down 25% from 2023, roughly half the historical average. Here to break this down for us and what it means for you and your wallet, co-host of The Big Money Show on Fox Business, Brian Brenberg is here. Brian, good to have you here.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something so many people are talking about right now.
Well, they are, and especially if you're a first-time home buyer, because you've got that frustration. Look, if you want to rent, that's great. But if you want to buy a home, you're sitting here looking at 4 years ago needing on average $79,000 in income to buy a first-time home. Now you need $137,000, Sandra. So you're talking about needing $50,000 more in income just to get into that first-time.
Let me stop it right there. You might be thinking, first-time home buyers, well, how does that affect the market in a 55-plus community? Well, here's the whole dynamics. If first-time home buyers can't buy that retiree's home up north, that retiree ain't coming down here to buy a home because he can't get his home sold because first-time home buyers are having a hard time getting their first home. So that's the struggle that we are having in this real estate market. And so getting your home, Renee, you can probably relate to a lot of this. First-time home buyer people are not being able to get that home. And if it's down 25%, that's huge. And then you have to have an average of 127,000 up from 75. That's insane. So this is what this problem with the market. Interest rates need to come down. So Jerome Powell, who I hold personally responsible for not dropping those rates, I feel the frustration. Our president is feeling the frustration because this guy won't drop the interest rates, which is ridiculous. All right, let's keep going. Sorry about the rant, but I saw this, I'm like, man, I've got to share this with everybody.
I'm home. And that's why Gen Z and millennials have way lower home ownership rates than boomers at the same time in their life. So something's got to give in this market. And the biggest kind of factor in that is interest rates. For the buyer, they can't afford the mortgage payment. For the seller, if you got that 3% mortgage, you don't want to trade that out for the next thing until those rates come down a little bit. So President Trump, when he makes the pitch to Jay Powell, saying we should lower interest rates, I think he's got a good case on the inflation front, but he's just got a good case on the affordability and prosperity front, too. I think he wants to see Americans who want a home get into a home, and that's a good thing.
Because this, end of day, this is what we always talk about is the American dream, to eventually own your own home.
Right.
And so many are finding it impossible to do so. This is the breakdown, the income required to afford a medium-priced mortgage nationally. And this is incredible, the change that we're seeing. An income of $127,000 now, 6 digits, versus $79,000 in 2021. And boy, does that paint the picture.
And here's the thing. Your wages didn't grow that fast over the last 4 years. In fact, under the last 4 years, up until recently, your real wages went down. So the price of a house went up. You weren't earning that money. That's why people got so frustrated. I don't think they feel like they're entitled to a home, like the government should give them a home, but they do feel like policy should make it possible for them if they're saving money, if they're working. And these young workers are working hard. They are trying to save money. But they're watching home prices just run away.
If I were
from
to end on a hopeful tip, it's watch these interest rates, because we know President Trump's been pushing for those interest rates to go down. Jay Powell's been hesitant because the employment situation has been good. However, markets do seem to be pricing in some interest rate cuts by the end of the year. That will change the housing market. I want to finish off with no tax on tips and what you know about this policy going into effect under the One Big Beautiful Bill.
Yeah, so it exempts your first $25,000 of tip income. Not every single.
All right, you guys. So everything I've been saying is right there. You heard this guy. I mean, it's interest rates. I tell you what, that Jerome Powell, in my opinion, he needs to be fired. And I know earlier in the year, way earlier in the year, when it was hinted that Trump might fire Powell, the stock market went crazy. Man, it lost all kind of momentum. It lost all kind of value. And so I know Trump is afraid to mess with the stock market, right? So he's afraid if he fires Powell that it'll totally just disrupt everything. And who's to say, well, he'd probably put somebody in place. But in my opinion, we need to fire that guy and just, you know, deal with the fallout. Because this guy, Powell, his term doesn't end until March of next year. So we have to sit there and deal with this real estate market, interest rates until March of next year. I mean, that's just crazy. I think we need to get rid of that guy now. It is what it is, and then let the fallout, and then that stock market will rebound. So, anyways, that's my take on it. It is what it is. I think. Excuse me. I think we need to go ahead and cut our losses on that guy. I'm so mad because this directly affects me, you. This is what we're here for. This is what we're talking about. This is real estate. This is what's going on in the whole real estate world. I'm just really really mad about that. So, Trish, yep, that was a gorgeous home. Great value in that. A lot of people will hang out in the villages for a while, and then once they're kind of over a lot of the stuff that goes on here, they sell, decide they're going to move over and get more home for the money. And I think Gary and Jane and Pat and Jane are talking about going to On Top of the World and getting most, you know, as much as they can for their money. Anyways, so don't want to digress on anything like that.
I don't know if you've answered this question. Tim asked, when someone sells a home, who is responsible for the commission?
That's a great question. So I like that question. Where is that?
I saw under Becky talking about her favorite whiskey.
Okay, so here's the deal with that. Back in August, this is a very touchy subject and sensitive subject with me too, because next to Jerome Powell, the National Association of Realtors is really on my list as well. So the National Association of Realtors got sued by a couple of sellers. And the seller said, hey, National Association of Realtors misrepresented all the sellers, you know, making it seem like they're responsible for paying the buyer's agent's commission, when in reality, the sellers aren't actually have to do that, okay? Well, let's think about this logically. You're a seller, you want to get your home sold. You want that buyer to come over and bring a buyer, you don't care. Bring that buyer to buy your home so you can sell and move on. So are you actually going to be talking to, having that buyer's agent get money from the buyer to buy that seller's home? No. The seller, although is not required to pay a commission to that buyer's agent, it's in their best interest to do so. And that's the way it's always been. It's always in that buyer's best interest. Now, you know, that's why they have bonuses to buyer's agents. Historically, sellers will say, hey, buyer's agent, bring me a buyer, and I'll give you a $5,000 bonus or whatever, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, to go ahead and bring me a buyer. Buyer's agents are human. They're looking to make as much money as they can. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm not like that. I'm not in it for the money. I'm so far along in my career that that's gone from my perspective. I just want to be upfront and honest. I want to make sure you get the right home. I'm not looking at it from how much money I'm getting from that seller. So, anyways, the big fallout is now every buyer has to sign what's called a buyer-broker agreement. In that buyer-broker agreement, some agents are not intelligent enough and savvy enough to say, like I say in my buyer-broker agreement, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, when you work with me, my buyer-broker agreement with you is going to be for 1 day. I don't care if we're looking at homes all week. My buyer-broker agreement is for 1 day. And it also says, what is my compensation in that buyer-broker agreement? My compensation says zero for that buyer, because I'm going to get my commission from the seller. I have on my board right behind us over here. Oh, I did. He's gone. I couldn't sell his home. Why couldn't I sell his home? Because he was not paying a buyer broker commission. He refused to pay a buyer's broker commission. So no agent is going to sit there and show your home, because they always ask when they'll call. Hey, is your buyer? Is your seller paying a buyer broker commission? No. Oh, they're not. Okay. Well, thank you. Trash. There goes that showing. People aren't going to work for free. So it doesn't make any sense. And buyers buyers haven't historically ever paid their agent a commission. And they're not doing so now. And 99% of the sellers are. You'll get that 1% that might say no, but Tim, sellers are always 99% of the time going to pay the buyer broker commission. So that's the whole story right there. Have I sold any homes in Green Key, Glenn asks. I have not. And you know, I really kind of like that Green Key area. It's kind of a Key West type. It's almost like a Latitude Margaritaville look. And they're all on off the grid. They're all on, they all have the solar panels. So they're all off the grid. They all have solar panels, which is pretty cool. So I've been over there a lot, but they have no amenities. They're gated, but they have 0 amenities. And so I'm a 55 plus community specialist. I like to kind of term myself like that, who works with people who are looking for 55 plus communities with active adult communities. Let me just put it that way, because there's 55 plus communities all over the place with no amenities. So I'm pretty much an expert in all 55 plus communities that Green Key Place. While it's great for what it is, has 0. You know what? Let's do this. I don't even know if there's any listings over there, but we're going to search. We're going to do it. Green Key Cove, I think it is, maybe.
Green Key Village.
Green Key. Oh, here's a villa. 20 matches, and I'm going to say it's in Lake County. It's in Lady Lake. Green Key. So this is what Glenn was asking about, Green Key Village. The least expensive one is $389. Goes all the way up to $800. Now, $800,000. First thing I'm going to look for is, why is it 800? What kind of lot does it sit on? Because I know they don't have golf courses over there. So they have a retention pond, right? And this house sits on the retention pond. And it looks like there's quite a few vacant lots over there. So they haven't really done as good as they thought they were going to do, I don't think. But again, I don't, there's no, oh yeah, here we go. They do have a pool and some pickleball courts.
They have a tennis court, a dog park, and a basketball court as well.
So they have a half-court basketball court. They have 3 pickleball courts, a resort-style pool, but no recreation center. So I don't think they have like a fitness center anywhere. It doesn't look like. So, you know, so they fall short. They should take this lot right here. They should build a rec center in there for people to be able to do some recreational activities like clay and maybe do cards and stuff like that. They need a rec center. I think they really, really need a rec center, and that would help a lot. So if I was the developer, I would certainly take over this lot, right, this piece of property right here, and put a rec center in there. And I think that would go a long way. These look like villas, and I'm surprised nothing came up. What is this over here? Is this the dog park? This might be the dog park right there. But that's all I see over here. But no recreation center. They need a rec center. That's the way I look at it. All right, so there you go. Let's look at the least expensive one anyway. So let's not go with the most. Well, what the heck, we're right here. So you see how it looks a little Key Westy type theme. Love that. You have a side-load garage, but you only have a 2-car garage. You need a 3-car garage if you're going to be wanting 700 and something thousand. Nice little front porch, right? I like that. Little covered front porch. That's nice. So this home, as nice as it is, oh, here, wait a minute, my bad. All right, so this home, as nice as it is, you know, it looks like it has either granite or quartz, stainless steel. I mean, and it's close to the villages. Nice cabinets. And you have a wall oven. Looks like Tom and Lauren's. Little backsplash there. So yeah, it looks like we have quartz. Yeah, that's quartz with undermount farm sink. But guys, I mean, I don't want to beat up anybody's home. It's a lot of money. Because we could go over here. And for more square footage, you'd get a home with a 3-car garage and a pool. So there's your kitchen there. Granite rather than quartz. Has a farm sink, stainless steel. Looks like a Sub-Zero refrigerator. Gas, love it, wall oven. So 2,800 square feet. Have a little wet bar area. Cool. What am I doing here? Let's see. Closet organizer, big walk-in shower. So I'm just trying to compare apples and apples, more or less. You have the big 3-car garage, even though they put a golf cart in there. Oh, they got a TV in here. Did they air condition this thing? I would have thought maybe they put a mini split, but look at that pool you've got with a little, ooh, I like that, little waterfall. And you have your golf course in the back for $669. Man. Television. Don't see a summer kitchen out there, I guess. Well, I don't know if you could add one. You probably have to pull it out of where the TV is. But there's your view. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, do I want to be close to the villages? Anyways, this one, that's the most expensive one. Here's one, little less expensive. Nice. There's your 3-car garage and your 2-car garage. Brick pavers. And I think this one is on the golf course too, if I'm not mistaken. This has courts. Yeah, you can see it's on the golf course through there. Nice kitchen. Man, a really nice kitchen. I like that kitchen. There you go. So quartz countertops, I don't think that's granite. I believe that's quartz. Open concept. You know, painted tray ceiling area. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, okay, so you have a lot of counter space here as well as your island there. Then you have your wall oven there. Big, huge walk-in pantry. See, how many square feet is this? Like that, his and hers across from each other instead of right side by side, big walk-in. Look at that, closet organizers in there. Oh, they have a media room. And they put a TV. That TV looks elongated. You got your popcorn machine. Got your big media room. That would be cool. Man, that'd be me. Got a, this is a Murphy bed that folds down. Oh, there you go. There's your Murphy bed. Actually, two beds. That was, I missed that. I was kind of wondering when I saw it over here, but you have a bed here and a bed here. I guess this is a queen and this is a double. So you can put plenty of people in your guest bedroom there with that Murphy bed. All right, there's your lanai and your pool. Nope, doesn't look like it's on the golf course though. But let's see what the deal is here, where it's located. All right, so it backs up to somebody else, but it's kind of split between the two. So this is your neighbors. Nice big side yard. Anyways, we're not going to go through all that. We're just comparing apples and apples with Green Key Village and 800,000 at 2,600 square feet. So there you go. I don't know, but thanks, Glenn, for the question. All right, Tom said that we can go ahead and show their final. Hello.
Sorry, what was that? I'd be talking to my ear too.
Tom said we approve to show their home.
Great.
So Brian, yes, I do like to go bowling. I don't go all the time because I don't have anybody to go with. Let's see. So we go on back here. Thanks, Renee. I'm just now reading your Tim. I think Trump could fire him for cause. I hope it happens soon. Ira, by far the most honest real estate agent. Oh, Trish, thank you so much. Yeah, that's, look, I got to sleep at night, right? That's the way I look at it. Jace, you made it, dude. What's up? I didn't think you were going to make it. He bailed on the grandkids to be with us, right? So what a guy. What a guy. You got to love him.
Reese Girl asked, who is your two-wheel insurer?
So, I'm not even, well, here's the deal. I hardly even ride that motorcycle all that much, Renee. And there's a long story to that one. My brother, okay, when my brother was in college, he came one summer to work with me, and he goes, hey man, I think I'm just going to go ahead and blow college off. I just want to work, and I need to make money. I need some transportation. He was going to Stetson University up here in Central Florida when we were living in Fort Lauderdale. I said, dude, here's the money. Go buy you a motorcycle and get your ass, sorry for the language, back up to Stetson and finish your degree. So he bought him a motorcycle, went to Stetson. The rest is history. So all these years later, 50 years later or whatever, I don't even know, he got into motorcycle riding, and he wants me to go motorcycle riding with him up in the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee. And so he bought this motorcycle. Well, he didn't buy it. He got this motorcycle from his brother-in-law. And it is a knockoff of an Indian motorcycle. So I don't know if you guys saw some of the pictures a long time ago, last year or something, when I was riding this Indian, this knockoff. It's actually a Kawasaki Vulcan dressed like an Indian motorcycle. So this Kawasaki Vulcan, it wasn't getting it up there in those mountains. I actually lost my brake pedal. I cooked the brakes. And so, anyways, my brother gave me that motorcycle, Renee. He pays for the insurance and he pays for the tags. And so there you go. So I apologize. I have Allstate, who I don't really like, for insurance for just my vehicle coverage, but I don't know who he uses. Long story long, okay? How's that? So there you go. So that's who. I don't have a two-wheel insure because my brother pays for that. Let's see, I just want to make sure that I keep up with everybody.
There was a Matt Allen who asked, when you buy pre-owned in the Village, is the annual bond paid by seller for portion of year and buyer for the part they owned it?
Matt Allen, when you buy a pre-owned in the Villages, is the annual bond paid by the seller for a portion of the year and buyer? So, Matt, thanks for the question. You do pay for your bond, your yearly bond payoff, and a maintenance assessment for the common areas, for maintenance of the common areas. Those two things come on your tax bill in the form of a non-ad valorem assessment on your tax bill. So your tax bill here in the Villages is made up of the top portion are your taxes, the bottom portion is your assessment. They combine those two together for one tax bill. And when a seller sells the home, they pay for that portion of the taxes from January 1st to whenever you close on that home. Then the buyer pretty much pays it from that point forward. The title company will collect that tax amount at closing for the period of time the seller, all the way up to about October. If you sell a home after October, then that buyer might not get that bill put in their name for them to pay for it, because in November everybody gets their tax bill here in arrears for taxes of that year. So this year in 2025, the seller's going to get a tax bill, or the owner of the home is going to get a tax bill. November 1st, you pay that tax bill in November, you're going to get a discount on your taxes. If you paid in December, you'll get a little bit more, you'll get a little less of a discount. But you're paying that bond, it is prorated between the seller and the buyer, depending on that time of, according to the time of year when they sell it. Okay? So there you go. And then you assume the rest of the bond for the period of time you own the home or you sell it. All right. So Jace, my man, is in the house. Awesome. So you guys, Jace is coming. This is Monday. He's headed down on Saturday. He'll be here Saturday or Sunday. Then he's got a whole list of venues that he plays all throughout the week. I usually catch up with him on Fridays or Saturdays, usually Fridays. I think he plays boosters in the afternoon and then jumps over to World of Beer at night. That's when I usually catch up with Jason. Jace Gallagher, the famous Jace Gallagher. So if y'all are in town this coming Friday, come join us, because I'll probably be there. All right? I'm going to try to make boosters. I haven't made that yet. He plays boosters. Oh, I thought it was 2 to 4. Now I'm learning it's from 4 to 6. And then he runs over to World of Beer after then, and he gets there between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. And so I was just texting him saying, hey, let's play we have a song that we practice and we play. So I'm ready to go for that one. He said I could use his guitar. Jerry and Linda put out I don't know if anybody saw it. Jerry and Linda put out a tune that featured Jason and I. Have we seen that?
You showed a bit of it. It's on your laptop, though.
It's not on. It's in my emails, though, right?
Their version, they gave us a version and we put it on your laptop so it would play the best.
Oh yeah. So we've played that for everybody. So let's see. I use Progressive. Okay, I used to scoff at Progressive no more. They do home bundles, motorcycles. They're good with claims. All right, cool. That's good. And Gary agrees. So there you go. I have Foremost right now on my bike. I don't know if Foremost is in this area. I guess you can keep it. I don't know. Ira, can you explain to everyone how you can help with home sales, even if they're listed in the villages, even new homes? Okay. Yes. So that's great. Thank you, Becky, for that question. So 2 things. Number 1, if you come to me and you're wanting me to show you homes and work with you to buy a home, typically, like I just went through a whole spiel about how the seller will pay for my commission as a buyer's agent. When you find a home, though, and you're looking in the whole villages market and you come across a home, maybe listed by the villages, okay, I don't have a problem calling up that listing agent and saying, hey, I'm working with a buyer who identified your home and would like to take a look at your home, and I would like to go ahead and either you can give me the lockbox information, Mr. or Mrs. Village's agent, or you can open it up for me and let me show my buyers. But I don't just turn you loose and send you on your way and go get with that Village's agent. I don't do that. Okay, so We will go. Now, if you give me like a list of 5 or 6 homes you want to see with the Villages, I'm sure just about anybody who comes to look for homes in the Villages has their own Villages agent. At that point, it might be advantageous for you to just get, and for convenience sake, get with your Villages agent and they can show you all 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 or whatever you want to see listed by the Villages. But typically, if you have 1, 2, or 3 homes, I don't have a problem with making those appointments, calling the listing agent, and being there with you. Now, if you want my expertise as a contractor, as a home inspector, as a real estate broker for 25 years in this area, I don't have a problem working and showing you those homes, like I said. However, Villages agents will take over if you want to buy one of their listings. They're going to have to write the real estate contract. So, from that point, if you still want my assistance to help you with buying that Villages home, which consists of going over their real estate contract, because it's different from a FAR bar MLS contract. If you want me to go ahead and have one of my home inspectors go over and do a home inspection of that property, because we use different home inspectors than what Villages agents do. If you want me to do that walkthrough for you once we get close to closing, and if you want me there at your closing, I charge 0.5% of whatever the price of that home is. So it's kind of like an insurance policy. It's kind of like how you pay for home inspections, home warranties, or whatever. I'm just one more spoke in the cog, so to speak. And so you can hire me 0.5% to help you buy that Villages home, because first and foremost, that Villages agent is not a buyer's agent. They are called a transaction broker, meaning they work for both the seller and the buyer. Mainly they transition from a seller's agent to a transaction broker. Means they do not represent you as a single agent. So if you want that single agent representation where someone will only be looking out for your best interest, because every single one of them over at the Villages sales office are seller's agents, and they only transition into a transaction broker once they get a contract. So that's the whole thing about those people that list with the Villages. They list with the Villages thinking they have the Villages as their single agent the whole time through. They don't realize that their agent is going to transition into a transaction a video on. So I'm going to write that down, actually. From to, I'll probably do a video. That'll really explain everything. So, hey, Greg. Greg just got home. They're 3 hours behind us, right? So what is it now? 4:47 over there. Oh, yeah, man. So there you go, Becky. That's perfect. Actually, I even forgot about that. But see, there you go. That's what you risk when you go work over there unrepresented. And that's what happened to those folks, the clerks, that lost their $50,000 deposit that Villages agent talked them into putting down on a home. That's crazy. Don't have to do that. And they lost it. So there you go. That is correct, Brian. $2,000 for a $4,000 home, a $400,000 home. That is 0.5%. So yes. So I would definitely, like I said, I would go through the home with you first and foremost, critique it, making sure that you know everything about the home and things you need to think about. Then we would go over the contract that the villages would produce, and I would talk to you about what you would need to add to that contract, okay? Because sometimes there's things that we need to add in there. I mean, I'll just think of, okay, let's say there's a water softener in there. Need to make sure that water softener is on that contract, because that homeowner could easily take that water softener out of there. There's your $2,000 gone right there. So yeah, you need to. So Joe Walco, $298 a square foot. What is? Oh, that's for this Fiesta Key. Yeah, compared to. Where were we? Yeah, for very little amenities, you know. I mean, that's kind of my thing. So we were talking about this one. This one is what? $238 a square foot. $238 a square foot with a pool on the golf course. At 2,814 square feet living area. And that is a true 2,800. That doesn't include, like a lot of times you'll see homes have enclosed lanais. And they want to try to include that, and because they enclosed it and maybe put a mini split in there, they want to try to treat that as heated area or air conditioned area, whatever. So, and this one has a 22K Generac. That's over $12,000 right there for that whole home generator. So I know I have one. Mine's a 24 kilowatt, but you need something that much for a home with that kind of square footage. So that's good. Racer Girl says, my villager agent told me she was a realtor. She is not a realtor. She is a real estate sales agent. You have to belong to the Board of Realtors to be a realtor. You have to belong to the National Board of Realtors, the State Board of Realtors, the local Board of Realtors, which would either be Lake and Sumter or Marion County. So, yeah, there you go. Wrestler Mania, my man, is in the house. So I'm going to help him out. Give us that thumbs up. And you're right, 147 days. But just there.
Just to let you know, it seems to be buffering.
So this original price has not dropped $1 since they listed it. If this was my listing, I would have to say, hey, we're going to have to drop the price. So let's check something else out. I'm going to check a couple more. I think this one here is on the golf course too. Is it a pool home? Is it on the golf course? Well, we'll have to check. Thought it was. No, it's not. It has a buffer, a landscape common area buffer behind it, but it's not on the golf course, which is right over here. And that one is 586, 2,600 square feet. It's a 3-car garage. So for 586, 3-car garage, over 5,600 square feet. So it does have a small pool. Does have there is well, wait a minute. They're not showing you the buffer, actually. I don't, let's see, hold on. There's your pool. Okay, that's a decent sized pool. Alrighty, so those look like hickory cabinets. No, those are maple cabinets. Nice open kitchen. So what is this? 220 square feet living area. But the other one was on the golf course, right? This one, ooh, 283 days on the market. Wow. Started out at 625, and then it went down to 586. So they're going to have to come down some more. This one is 13 days on the market. It has a pool, 2,000 square feet at 524. So, are we buffering, Christian?
Yeah.
All right. If we're buffering, that means it is time to go. So, let me go ahead and bring me back up here. All right. We're going to go ahead and take off then. It's almost 8 o'clock anyways. Time for Christian to go home. Time for me to get out of here. So I want to thank everybody so much for joining us this evening. We had 211 people join us tonight, which I love. And so I want to thank everybody. Let's see, we are helping our youngest do home shopping. We found the least expensive buyer's agent in this area, 3% plus 700. Well, and that's one thing I do want to warn everybody about. That $700 is called a transaction fee. So be careful when you're working with an agent. Ask them, do you have a transaction fee and how much is it? So this one's $700. So buyer beware. Always ask about that transaction fee. We here at IM Realty do not have a transaction fee. So that's a savings for yourself as well when you're dealing with some agents out there. All right, so Gary, thank you for joining. Wrestler, Brian, Jane, Joe, Jace, appreciate it. Joe Walko, so much for you joining us this evening. Hopefully I was a wealth of information for you. Please keep coming back every week because the more the merrier, right? So thanks for joining us, and y'all have a great week. Jace, I'll see you soon. Anybody in the area next week, get with me. Let's get together at one of Jace's venues. So actually, I'm going to run real quick up to what he said, where he was, where I saw him. There he is. Yeah, man, Booster's awesome. The Village's head times change from 4 to 6 whenever I play there. It's worth the trip down. Here's the schedule for my trip down to the Villages this time. So we're looking for you, Jace. I want to try to get as many people as I can joining us. Let's see. All righty. I think I got it. Love y'all. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully from Latitude Margaritaville. Just remember that. That's what our goal is. So, all right, y'all. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. I haven't said that in quite a while.